Alright y'all, what's going on? We are in the truck heading to Forest House. Got Charlie Murphy loaded up in the trailer behind me. It is a gloomy day here in North Carolina. It's 76, raining, 9:30 in the morning. I told Forrest I was going to be out there at like 8, and then he was giving me shit about he needs his beauty rest. So I let Forrest sleep in, and I just texted him. He said he's still in bed. It's 9:30 on a Wednesday, and we got some work to do. So when I get to Forest House, we'll pick it up and we'll talk, and I think we're going to start pulling the wire harness off the car and see if we could find any issues going on with Charlie Murphy. I know, I was thinking about doing the title. I gave this car away, but I don't know if I can do that because I actually am going to give this away. Once I get it right, once I get it figured out, once it goes to 550, once I pull some wheelies, then I'm going to give this thing away, and one of you guys at home could own a wheelie pulling 5-second street/strip car. So let's get to Forest, let's get on with this gloomy day here, and let's have some fun. Guys, we've successfully made it into the eastern part of the middle of nowhere in North Carolina. Literally, GPS is taking me down some dirt road to get to Forest House. We are 1 minute away. We are literally in the middle of nowhere. So shout out to Forrest for living in the middle of nowhere. We're about to pull up, we'll greet him. He finally texted me and said he's up out of bed. So time to get this thing unloaded and get diving into it. Let's tear into it and see what we can find. Alright guys, here we are. I don't know if I could back in or not. I don't know what the plan is. I think we'll back her in. I think he's got a little ditch here, but I think we'll be alright. God, look, he's just got cars out everywhere, trailer out there, truck. Forrest is living right. Alright, let's back this thing in here, and we'll talk to Forrest here in just a second. Alright, here we are. Oh, I'm surprised you're awake.
I'm still in the process of waking up.
Listen, this isn't actually the first time I came in here. I came in here and hung out. But when I came in, you looked like you were dead in the chair. You were bumping.
I was drinking my Mountain Dew. I need another Mountain Dew.
You were bumping to Biggie.
I was.
And you were just like half asleep. So we're back over here in the, can I call it the Scarlet Fever garage?
It is.
And we got, the last time they saw the Scarlet Fever was when?
When it had a fender bender.
That was when we were up at down in Darlington, little wall tap. But look at you, looking good.
We got it fixed. We still got to get the bumpers chromed. Jason just put the bumpers back on last week, but Mike, my paint guy, he got it all painted and put back together for us. We had to replace this fender, the header panel, lower valence.
Carbon fiber hood was good.
Carbon fiber hood buckled up during the wreck, and when they took the fasteners out of it, it laid right back down. So he had to put a little bit of mat right there in the front of it, but otherwise it was good, believe it or not. I don't think I think it's probably cracked a little bit back there by the fasteners where it, was kind of held down.
But that's fine. That's fine. It's a race car.
It's a race car, and anyway, so it's pretty much ready to go back to the track. Me and Scott need to spend about a half a day on it. It needs to have the front brakes bled and the front end lined up, but we've checked it and we don't think anything's been on it. It hit the wall at like 15 miles an hour.
Yeah, how was that?
It was the dumbest wreck ever. Like
it went like 5 feet under power, and then it just like slid the rest of the way.
Yeah. There's a long story behind that that's not even really worth telling.
But it's part of racing, okay?
It's part of racing, and if you look at it, it just looks like I don't know how to drive, and just take it as that I don't know how to drive. But Kenny's coming running up because he knows the fuel cell's on the front, and he's like opening my door, and he rips my door open and winning that, and I'm just in there, beating the hell out of the steering wheel because I wrecked it, and he's like, "Get out!" And I said, "Is it on fire?" And he's like, "I don't know, but I don't think so, but get out." And so, I didn't want to get out because I was still mad and I was acting like a child and beating my steering wheel. And I don't know if you guys have seen Kenny, my crew guy. He reaches in here and reaches in the door and grabs me by my fire suit, rips my belts off, and literally starts pulling me out of the car, you know, with one hand. I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna pick me up and like throw me across the track like a rag doll. But
well, it's glad to see it's back, and I'm sure we'll see it here racing soon.
yeah, it's honestly, I think me and Scott working on it a half a day. That one could be ready to go again. I really
remember that one time that you were out in front and I drove around you, and then you drove back around after I blew the motor up.
You mean when the tree came down and I treed you and never saw you again? I remember that.
Wow. You must not be able to see out your driver's side window.
Well, I mean, they are murdered out. You know what I mean?
All right, let's go. Last time they saw the yellow car was when you were doing a Holley EFI Terminator swap on a big block. You were doing the EFI conversion from carburetor.
Which is the reason that hasn't been out as much. I've been really busy with this. This took me a lot longer than I expected because it turned into not just a Holley EFI install. It turned into rewiring the entire car. I mean, down to the headlight harness, the tail light harness, replumbing the entire car, you know, new pump, new gas tank. I redid all the accessory drive stuff on the front of the car. I put a vacuum pump on it.
You built a whole new car.
Basically, the motor and transmission in the car are the same, but, you know, the rest of the car is a lot different.
Look at that.
And it is all done.
Wow.
We had some wiring issues that were self-inflicted that ended up costing me a couple weeks, where Scott had to come over and basically, my dad says he had to come wipe my ass, but he had to come over and like clean some stuff up. I had a stray voltage that was just because I hadn't wired a certain part before. Anyway, it was a long story, but now you can reach in the car, it fires right up, it does just like a new car, it goes up to 2,000 and holds it just a second, and then it falls back down and it idles at 1,000. I've probably run 40 gallons of fuel through it on the road.
You been driving around?
I've been driving it everywhere, yeah. I've been driving it all around a bunch.
Was it worth it? You know, obviously you had the carbureted stuff before. How much better does the EFI stuff drive?
It's amazing. The other thing that's amazing to me is the throttle response. I mean, my neighbor came over here the other day and I was just whacking it here in the garage, and it's so much more responsive. He's like, dang, are you bumping nitrous through it? You know, because it, you know, to me, that big block has always been so lazy, and now, I mean, it's crisp when it comes up. We got a basic dyno tune on it. The plan is hopefully this weekend to get out and make some motor hits, and if those go good, we'll turn the gas on. I was actually pretty impressed with what it did on the dyno.
Are you gonna reveal any numbers? Any number? No, let's keep them guessing. Let's let them. Well, I mean,
if I was gonna grudge race anything, it would be this. But you guys will probably get to see at the track what it runs.
I don't know. You never invite me to the track. You never come hang out with me. God. I got to drive my ass all the way out here into the middle of eastern nowhere. Take me down a dirt road.
That just because you got lost, basically. And I'm going to wire a car for you and actually make it work.
All right, so we have to move some stuff around. So we're going to hear this fire up today. We got to get my gem in here.
Yeah, we're going to have to move a lot of the Scarlet Fever parts and cars and random miscellaneous stuff. This all goes back to I need a bigger shop, which hopefully is coming soon. I bought a field over there that I'm going to put it in.
Right there, there's that big old tractor.
There's a tractor sitting here right now, but there's going to be...
That's going to be his shop right there.
It's going to be my shop right there eventually. But anyway, hopefully we're going to run this thing this weekend. We'll fire it up for you guys today. And, you know, it seems to be doing good. I think maybe we'll get a ride along in my other... I got another Camaro, too, a 69 Camaro that you guys
Damn, you're about like me with all these cars.
Yeah. I say that, you know, there's a lot of cars around here. Like, this is really Dad's, but it kind of lives here. And then the Fairmont outside is my buddy Josh's, but it also just kind of lives here.
Well, listen.
It's not like they're really all mine, but they just kind of come here and then they don't leave. Yours has to leave, though. It can't come.
Are you prepared to do some work on this gem?
Here's the first thing I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to rewire the whole car, more than likely. But I have an idea of what I think is wrong with it. And I want to see if I'm correct first, just to show that I solved it watching on the internet. And if I'm not, I'll tell you guys, and you can see it and joke on and be like, oh, you're wrong, you're dumb, whatever. But if I need to, I'll rewire the whole car.
Well, I feel like I'm in good hands. We got to move some stuff around. Look at this badass Strange 9-inch he's got sitting here as well. I mean,
that's waiting to be put in. I got to get Jason over here to put it in, but...
Now's your chance to talk shit to Jason.
I couldn't stomach getting that rear end taken out, and then there being some kind of snafu or delay and me not getting that car out, because I know there's going to be a million comments under this video that the yellow car took forever and what happened, da 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 da. And guys, I'm slow, and I work a full-time job, and I have a wife, and I don't always do cars. It kind of seems that way, but you know,
That's a lie. Let me look at this place.
I do have other.
Look, right there. That's proof it's a lie. There's your wife sitting next to your car. Yo, you got no defense now. It's okay.
I don't know. I'm just slow. It takes me a while to do stuff. I end up sitting in that chair a lot and looking around.
Damn, those are some fresh kicks though. Are those New Balance?
I wore my old pair out here because I figured if I wore a new pair, they would attract attention and I would get joked on in the video. I do still have one carburetor car though. That's why when we convert that one to fuel injection, then I guess I'll upgrade my shoes.
All right, bet. Are you gonna help us with the G-body build we got going on?
Yes, if I can get time to get it up there. I'll wire it, but it has to come here.
Oh my God, you're about like Devin at this point. Devin Jr. God, got Forrest Vanderhoof.
That's where I learned stuff from.
You're starting to sound like him. All right, we're gonna get some stuff moved. My car does run and drive.
Which is nice.
So we'll be able to pull it right in here.
Let's see.
What the hell was that? What did you just do there?
Turn the battery on.
What, you got a kill switch in this thing?
I got the battery mounted in the back, and I don't have the kill switch all the way through to the outside. You always should. That's like not NHRA legal or anything to have it that way, but I didn't want to drill through the tail panel. This one's a street car. Here, let me back it out so I can actually see it.
God, look at this. What is this thing? It's just what year is it?
This is a 69 Rally Sport. When I got this car when I was 16, and I made payments on it for a very long time working at Chick-fil-A. And I drove it every single day. And it had a numbers matching motor in it. It had 98,000 original miles on it when I got it. We took that motor out, and I kind of got a hot rod motor in it right now. But you'll see in just a minute why this one needs fuel injection. So
this is what working at Chick-fil-A as a child can do for you.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, I made a lot of payments on it, $5.15 an hour. It's 30 right now, so don't judge it. But I actually drive this one. My truck was messed up last week, and I drove this one to work every day.
Is that a Holley blue pump?
It's got one of those air motor end tanks.
God. Forrest is actually an 80-year-old man at heart. Look at this. God, look how nice the interior is.
Yeah, me and Miss Crystal actually redid the interior when I was in school. And it's all kind of disguised to look like a stock motor, but it actually got a dark block and stuff. It's all painted orange.
God.
That carburetor life.
God, you're literally a boomer at heart.
Yeah, I drove this one every day though. I mean, for a long time. It's got AC and everything. God, it's dirty. You can tell we drove it the other night.
I mean, it's a good looking car. It's a good looking car.
I'm hopefully going to put the Sniper EFI on this one, you know, the carburetor style. That way I can put that big factory breather back on top of it and it'll kind of retain its stock appearance or whatever.
Wait, is this a damn... Yep, that's a true carburetor. I'm going to say, I can't fool anyone with having you cleared out that much. I feel like you kind of like that, though. What are you going to do when you go EFI in this? You don't have to clear it out.
I'm going to be happy. I'm really happy that I'm not like the Harley Davidson guy, like, wah, 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 everywhere I go. I'm sure people are looking at me like, God, why does he rev that thing up so much? I'm like, nah, it really loads the plugs up, and then you have to put plugs in it, and it's just not, it's not fun. But this is the last one that'll need an EFI conversion if we don't put fuel injection on the Fairmont. Which I don't know, that may not happen too. I will all of them be fuel injected now.
Oh my God.
But anyway, we're going to take this over and put it in the other building where my motorhome is, so we got some room there. Eric, y'all check this thing out too. This is my buddy's car I've been working on. We can't really get a lot of details on this one, This is our entrance into the garage lot. Josh will be here later on today too. You guys might get to meet him. But this is another project that's around the house and been keeping me busy lately. This one has a carburetor too. It's a small block. It's a street car. It's a cruisabout. We've been driving it around. We actually did a little highway drag race in it the other day. Check out the interior of this thing though. It is straight up mint. You see the wires. I'm working on it, but it's got
that interior is mint.
Seat. It's got the bench seat in it. It's an unmolested 78 Fairmont. This is a really cool car. I love this car.
Vinyl top.
Yeah, it had some wiring issues and stuff, and I'm getting those sorted out. I got it running good. I really just need to go back and clean everything up now. I wish I had a before picture of the engine bay, but I don't know that we need to put the engine bay on.
No, we won't. No, grudge car.
Kind of secret.
Leave the hood shut. We'll leave the hood shut.
But you guys will probably end up getting to see us work on it some, or at least have it at the track whenever the LS Nasty crowd comes out. Because he actually likes to go to Galot.
Oh, all right. I like to go to Galot too.
I'm going to have a new job where I don't have to work every Thursday night, so I may actually make it out there sometime.
Look at this. Where, you're leaving Chick-fil-A now?
Yeah, I'm leaving Chick-fil-A.
All right, the first car has been moved. We're on to moving the second car. So you guys get to hear some big block Holley EFI.
Now, guys, listen, before everybody's like, oh, it takes you forever to crank or whatever, I did not put a crank trigger on this and a cam sync. It has a dual sync distributor in it. And so it has to see the camshaft fire twice to know where it is before it lights the plug off. So it's going to spin for a little while. It's going to spin a little while right now because it ain't been cranked in a while. But it's going to spin a little while before it cranks every time.
I blame the tuner.
That's the reason I said that. Because I know how you guys are. Like, get on there and
they got on the internet. They're like, oh, it's the tune.
It's the tune. It's fucked up. The cranking fuel's wrong. That all may very well be, but it's going to spin a long time before it fires either way.
Hey, let me ask you, are both your radial tires pointed in the correct direction?
They are now. I had them remounted after somebody mounted them backwards. I actually need to buy a new set probably. I thought about ordering a new set this weekend because I've been doing a lot of street rolling. Look, this thing will blow. You can be rolling along in high gear at like 60 miles an hour and just blip the throttle and it'll blow the tires away.
That big block life. God, he still has to rev. Can you start this without revving it? God, this thing is sweet. Look how good that thing is. I think it looks good. Probably one of the nicest cars around, not gonna lie. Damn, I thought it'd be stock with the damn 305 in it until I saw the bulkhead on the gas tank.
Yeah, I didn't really like that, but there's no way around it.
I'm just picking on you.
how we got the tractor in the background back there. All right, it's going in, guys. That means it's never coming out, right? That's good. Hold right there.
That thing's a unit, isn't it?
It cranked better than mine.
Right?
I'm pretty jealous. It actually fired right up and it sounds good. What fuel's it on?
E85, pumpy. Look at
Oh
this.
my god.
So we got a wire right here.
Yeah, that's
We
not
did
good.
that. We did that.
That's not good.
All right, we got the car all exploded here. Haven't removed any wiring or anything. We're contemplating whether Forrest is getting his.
I'm getting the bearings about me to see whether this is something. This is like a issue that we can fix without rewiring this whole car. Because when I look at it, to me, it doesn't look.
We went over a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
we added a bunch of grounds.
A lot of stuff, and you know, adding grounds. Sometimes it's a win and sometimes it's a loss. You don't need aberrant grounds everywhere, because then you tend to create ground loops that create interference. But when you tell me about what it's doing with the dome pressure, I'm not 100% sure that that is a ground loop. I'm a little thinking that it's something to do with the alternator and charging and voltage changes there from where the feed to the dome pressure comes from. What I'm thinking right now is, my first thoughts were, and somebody even in one of the comments had written it, I want to make sure that the wire that you guys grabbed for 5-volt power to the dome pressure sensor from the TPS was actually the 5-volt power to the TPS and not the signal to the TPS, because then if you mash the gas, the voltage there would go up and the sensor power to the dome pressure would go up with it.
Okay.
So that's the first thing we're going to eliminate. But right now I'm just kind of looking over the powers and grounds. Guys, I know I say this over and over and over again. I'm getting ready to trace this whole harness from the ECU to the battery. But if you do not hook the ECU main power to the battery terminal, power and ground, the car will not run right. The ECU will not work right, period. It's the first thing in the instructions. But you see it over and over and over again. And what I like to see is that factory HOLLEY harness that you buy plugged into the ECU and then directly routed where it hooks to this battery in the factory HOLLEY loom and all that stuff. And if it's not like that, I usually explore it. And
So what if you have to extend it?
They give you plenty of lead where you should not have to.
I got to extend it on the damn Colorado. I'll tell you that right now, because I got the battery in the back. I guess I can move the battery up.
No, you don't have to move the battery up. But where's your ECU? If it's in the dash, that wire's plenty long.
No, it's in the dash. It's a truck. It's in the back of the bed.
I didn't see if it's longer than one of my cars, because my yellow car, I've run that wire the whole way and it's never been extended. The wires run the whole way on that car out there that Devin wired, and it never had to be extended. So you shouldn't have to extend that, but if you do, just extend it with proper connections and make sure you hook it to the battery.
And have the correct gauge wire.
Yes, it should be on a 12 gauge wire. It should be on at least some TXL wire. Don't go to the auto parts store and buy the wire. Buy that stuff from Dell City, you know, or somewhere like that sells decent stuff. Make sure it says TXL wire. That auto parts store wire, yes, it works. No, it's not really desirable, but it does. The thing is that the battery filters all the noise out of the car for the ECU. So you're not going to have the power to the ECU is going to be like aberrant if you just hook it somewhere else, or if you hook it to that kill switch. Everybody wants to hook it to the kill switch, I know, because then when they kill it, they know they killed the ECU too. But that's not how this is designed to work. That kill switch should kill the car in another way. But anyway, that's what we're looking at right here. Let's see.
We did this. Like, we ran one from the alternator all the way back to the
That's speaker wire.
well, it was what we used, okay? It's what we had on hand, all right? Tell me it's not a nice crimp right there, hammer.
That makes me want to throw up. I'm going to throw that piece of wire away. Definitively, I'm going to throw that away. There's also speaker wire running back here. Is there a speaker back here?
There's so when I got the car, it had Cat 5 hooked up to the dome pressure sensor. And it had, as soon as I went to take the car to the track, when I went to pull it in the trailer, the dome pressure sensor died on me. And I replaced it with a 200 psi dome pressure sensor. It didn't like that, so then I switched it over to a HOLLEY 100 psi pressure transducer, or pressure sensor, whatever you want to say.
Okay, so this stuff is in fact run to the battery. All right, guys, so we're just kind of exploring this thing, and we think we have found a problem. When we turned on the CO2 with the MAC valves, we heard a leak, and so I'm like, oh, one of the CO2 lines is off somewhere. What we actually think was happening is one of the gates is getting CO2 and then letting it through to the vacuum side that goes to our pop-off. So there was actually CO2 pressure going up here to our pop-off valve and then into our manifold.
We have everything intertwined. We got the blow-off valve and the wastegates for their vacuum source are all connected, and that goes to the manifold, and then both wastegates are connected.
You guys can see that.
And this one right here seems to be leaking and putting CO2. It sounded like it was coming from the manifold. I'm like, there's no way there'd be CO2
up at the manifold, but actually there is.
Yeah.
There's
so
CO2
here,
pumping up here.
I'll click the valve on
goes,
and you can actually hear it leak. And that's the MAC valves regulating 20 psi on that dome pressure sensor. So it's holding steady at 20 psi, but it has to keep adding to it. And
because we're losing CO2 up here eventually into the motor.
Yeah, so
so we think John probably didn't hear that because there's so much melee at the
shop?
at the LS Nasty shop, because there's so much going on, and you guys can see out here in the middle of nowhere there's nobody but me and John. It's nice and quiet. We can hear it. So we may have an easy fix here. We're going to tinker with it. We're going to cap off that
so I replaced, this is a new wastegate. This is an old wastegate.
Wastegate. God, I'm losing my mind.
You're a nitrous god at heart.
I am. I love nitrous. I can't even lie. We're going to see if we can fix this. This may be an easy fix, and we'll be making some hits on this thing
soon. You might just take it to wherever tomorrow.
Maybe I'll show up at Kinston with it. I don't know. I don't even know how to drive it.
All right, so we bypassed the leaky wastegate and used only just the one that is functioning correctly. And unfortunately, we're still having the same issue where we don't really have solid dome control. We had an issue where the configuration in the ECU for what what boost control solenoids we had was wrong, and now we're
thinking that
we're messing with the PID. We're canceling out any possibility of it being anything wrong other than wiring until we get down to it, and nothing works. Then we'll address the wiring.
Yeah, I really don't think it's a wiring issue at this point. I think it's a plumbing, boost controller related issue, because the dome pressure sensor, if you unplug, all sources of CO2, the dome pressure sensor reads correctly, and then you crank the car up, the dome pressure sensor reads correctly. I think all the wiring's right. I think what happened is we had the ECU thinking that it had one part number for boost control solenoids, which were the standard ones, and it actually has the high flow, the new, like plug and play boost control solenoids from HOLLEY. And so I think now that we've set it back and it knows what solenoids it has, the PID terms, where everybody had messed with the PID terms to try to get good boost control, they're so far out in left field. Now we're going to do a little research and figure out what the PID terms should be for those valves, and kind of get those back in sync. But I really think what happened is those were just out in left field. Mm-hmm. And so now I think if we correct the PID terms, we'll have boost control and the car will work again.
We're trying to avoid wiring at all costs. Honestly, like before, it was fluctuating so bad that it was changing 7 numbers on dome pressure. So it was going from like 20 to 27.
And it's definitely not doing that now.
If it goes from 20 to 22, I can live with that, because you're going to need to cram some dome on this, and, for how much dome we're going to use, that right there is not going to be the end of the world.
So, and honestly, I think we can mess with the PID terms and get that fixed, correctly. The other thing is, we kind of got a lot going on. We got a wastegate with a busted diaphragm over there on the side, kind of changing the pressure.
We were cramming CO2 into our manifold.
We were cramming CO2 into the manifold, so now,
it was technically, for a while, it was a dual power adder.
Yeah, the CO2 in the manifold, I don't know when you guys tuned it if that was going on, but that probably didn't help with the tune, so the tune maybe kind of, I don't know how much that would affect it. Make it
listen, I'm an awesome tuner, so I wouldn't.
I'm confident you can tune it again.
I can tune for additional CO2 or without.
John, you fucking idiot. You fucking God! I can't even believe I've worked. All right, guys.
How do you go from that to all right, guys?
So when you wire a 5-volt sensor, it gets 5-volt power. It gets 5-volt ground from the ECU, and then it has a signal wire. Ground, 5-volt ground from the ECU does not involve this cylinder head. That is the problem. That wire right there goes all the way down to that sensor.
All right, can you confirm this? Can you confirm this before you say anything?
Who put that there?
Possibly Phil, because it's got some sort of heat shrink on it, and I don't think the people I bought this car from even know what heat shrink is.
Because I'm pretty sure that is our dome sensor wiring coming up right there. I'm going to verify. And then here's where you took the 5-volt from the TPS.
Yeah.
Here's the
oh,
signal.
yeah, that would totally make sense then.
Here's
yes.
the signal going to the
So where does the
ECU.
ground need to go?
It needs to go to the 5-volt reference ground on the ECU. It cannot go to a chassis ground. And that's going to be our problem. Definitively.
Like you would say, that's our problem.
Yes. Yes, that is our problem. There's what we've been fighting right there. What's really sad...
What is said?
Is that this is our power tap. I need to look and see what colors come out for the power tap, but I'm pretty sure that right there should be our 5-volt ground from our ECU, but being that's cut,
We don't know.
we don't know, although that says power tap, power tap, power tap. So that's our power tap. So what we're going to do is we're going to get on Holley's website. We're going to verify what color wires come out of that power tap to go to things. Guys, this power tap on the harness, it's there for you to grab all that stuff off of. So there's literally a 5-volt reference ground right there. What you should do is splice onto that and make you an octopus and run it as your 5-volt ground.
So you can run that 5-volt to anything accessory-wise?
To multiple things.
Okay.
To multiple things. There's also a 12-volt power here and a 12-volt ground there, I believe, and a 5-volt power. So the power to that dome pressure sensor we have down there, this wire here.
We're just pulling it off the TPS.
Yeah, but it should be hooked to that, and then the ground should be hooked to that. So we're gonna fix that stuff, and
We were on the phone with Devin Vanderhoof, which I'll link his YouTube on the screen and down below, and he gave us some very important information as far as the PID stuff goes, and helped us make some changes with that.
yeah, our PID terms were off, but again, I don't think that's really gonna matter when the 5-volt ground is to something noisy like the engine.
You tell me the engine's noisy. Is that why it would increase with RPM?
Probably. I mean, you think about it. You have that rack of coils grounded to that cylinder head, because you ground the coils for each cylinder head to the head.
Yep.
And so you're taking all the spark energy from that coil and dumping it in that cylinder head, which is extremely noisy.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're going to pull a 5-volt ground and dump the ground from that sensor back into the same place. I mean, it's never gonna work like that.
All right, let me.
This is the stuff that you guys, if you watch Devin's video about wiring any of this stuff, if you'll take the time to sit down and watch it, you won't have these kind of problems.
Is that a shot at me?
Take it for what you want it to be. I don't care. But what I'm telling you, I don't care where you take it, but don't do that.
Don't send, guys. Do not take screenshots of that when I was showing it, or take a screen grab of this clip, and do not send it to Devin, because I don't need him hearing this. I know he doesn't watch my videos, so I'm not worried about that, but I don't need you guys ratting on me, all right?
That's going to be really ugly.
That will be ugly. He's going to call me, and it's not going to be pretty. So watch his videos. Don't let him know that this has occurred over here. And yeah, we're just going to leave it. We're going to fix it.
We're gonna fix it.
We're gonna fix it.
We're gonna be.
We got to go to a part store and get a fan. We could put another fan on it.
And drive it.
Yes.
We're gonna wire the fan properly too.
Yes. Oh, we're making just leaps and bounds today.
We are making good progress today, guys. Too, this is a plug, and it's just because it's something I like. If you're gonna wire an electric fan like that, look up those leash relay boards.
You like those?
I really like those. I like the way they hook up. I like the way it's all one unit. I like the way it's got an LED light that lets you know if it's blown. The fuse is built in. The relay's built in. Those are just great. So if you're going to wire an electric fan, really look into those.
All right. Bet. All right, Bo. Hit me with it. We're about to remove this fan, go get lunch, and get a new fan.
We got it fixed.
We fired it up.
And it stayed rock on what the target is. I want to clarify earlier, because I know everybody's going to crucify me. When I say 5-volt sensor ground, I don't mean that it's a 5-volt ground. I'm well aware there's no 5-volt ground, but I just call it that because it's a sensor ground in the ECU, and it just makes more sense to me when I say it that way. So when you guys
in the comments
get on there in the comments and like, oh, you dumbass, there's not a 5-volt ground, I'm well aware of that. But anyway, we fixed the wiring. Again, we just hooked it to the power tap. And as long as you hook everything to that power tap, you know that you'll have the right, 5-volt sensor power, and you'll have, a sensor ground.
So the issue why I believed it was, it was literally grounding to the head, which has the coils and has the alternator and everything.
All that noise and discharge, and so it was just making the sensor go crazy. It was that combined with, we found that a wastegate had the diaphragm busted, and we also found that the MAC valve solenoids in the computer didn't match the MAC valve solenoids actually on the car. So I think it was a combination of those two.
It was a perfect storm.
Yeah, it was a perfect storm. But I think now we should be good to go. We get a new fan put on it. We'll wire that up properly so we don't kill another fan.
Hey,
and this thing will be ready to go to the track.
You want to cruise around later?
Oh, we're going to drive it around today. For sure.
Look I got the aqua treads on there. I specifically got radials that have treads so I could drive it in the rain.
Oh my God. I'm not riding anywhere with you in this in the rain.
Oh my God. It makes like 400 horsepower on wastegate.
Yeah, and one wastegate's going to be somewhat
useless. Well, just spring pressure.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, that's what we're gonna do. We gotta pull this charge pipe off, which is just a coupler here and a coupler down there. I made this awesome fan shroud, which actually worked really well, but unfortunately our fan died. So we're going to get that wired up and get a new fan on it. Hopefully the part store has one. We're going to take this one with us so we can get the correct size. All right, Forrest, I didn't have the camera rolling. Walk me through everything we got going on. Give me a step-by-step.
I was told the electric fan was bad. So we spent half the day going to Advance Auto, ordering a fan, waiting for it to come in on the truck, then killing time. Then we went to Best Buy, picked out a computer, only to find that they don't have any computers in stock. So you just can go in there and pick out a computer, and then they're like, no, we don't have it and can't order it. And so then we come home
with our new fan.
And we start tearing this all apart, and we cut the connector off of it and all that. And then John's like, well, I don't know that the fan's bad.
No, I'm saying I was told the fan was bad, but me personally, I have not tested the fan itself.
So we hooked the fan to a battery, and now that we've taken it off the car,
look at this.
Butchered the wire.
Look at this. I gave it at home. Let me get the camera to focus. I gave this wire a damn turtleneck. I mean, look at that. I used Forrest has got some BS crimpers, and I used them backwards, and it sorry, not crimpers, strippers.
They're strippers for an adult. And he only knows how to use the childproof stuff. So basically, he stripped it and screwed the wire up. So bad. I can't work in these conditions.
Oh, I just saw that wire's about done. We're running out of wire on everything we do. I tell you that right now.
That's plenty of wire.
All right, so I almost, hey, wait. Where's the connector and all? The connector's ready to be butt connected back on. Black to black on this one. And red to red. God, it's just going to have some weird, here's your crimpers.
Well, this one, we should make that one a little bit shorter.
Listen, just put it on there and crimp it.
I don't want to do that. That's just so incredibly painful to do.
Just do it.
It's going to have to be like that.
I know.
Whoever gets this car, the first thing I would recommend you do is cut that ground wire. Can I cut the ground wire a little bit shorter? We have to.
All right, fine.
I think we have to.
Right. Is that just killing you?
Yeah. I can't handle it. Give me a rag or something to lay down here so all these little pieces don't go in the fan. Give me the instructions.
You want the instructions that we don't need anymore?
Yeah, and we already took that box all apart and lost half the shit out of it.
It's a backup fan. It's a backup fan. So mistakes were made. I don't know why when I got back I didn't think about, hey, we should test this. All right, we're still working with the fan. We got the relay and all that figured out. We're looking for we're looking for key on power, and if we come down here,
it looks like somebody's provided us a great place to get it.
Look at
Look
that.
at that.
Look at that.
Focus,
It's literally,
focus.
they just twisted wires
They're
around
just
it.
twisted together. Quality. Quality. So we're gonna take that great connection right there, and we're gonna use it.
No, we're gonna put a butt connector there or something.
No, we're just gonna strip that back some more, and we're gonna tie
Why
it
don't we just take the strip the little bit of the red wire?
we're gonna take a step butt connector, and we're gonna take those two apart.
Oh my God. The end is near. I got my new fan shroud on there. The fan works as power. We tested on this Optimum battery. I almost burn up forced jumpers, but we're very close. We're very close. All right, we got the fan. We got the fan wired up. I mean, watch this, guys. I'm gonna hit the damn key on power. The fan that has died is now back. Dude, my legs. I feel it. My legs. My legs are damn.
I feel it too.
That's gonna add ET right there. All right, so for testing purposes, all right. I'd like to clarify. I'm so excited right now. I can't even speak right. I'd like to clarify. We have removed this vehicle from the piece of shit category to the rest of my cars category. There's two different categories: piece of shits and the rest of my cars. Because my cars are one step above the piece of shits. Do you agree?
I'm not commenting on any of this. We'll see if this thing does what it's supposed to do.
It has been acting like it should. Thank you to Forrest. Thank you to Devin, because we had to bug him a little bit.
Trans brake launch target. You just got there, and right now it's going to make 5, and we're going to put it on 10. Enter. We're already online, so it makes live changes, and you can hit the sync button afterwards. Just
Here, you take this. I'm gonna back her out.
Oh my God.
All right.
This is painful, guys. Painful to watch.
I'm so excited right now. I think.
Josh is holding Charles.
Oh, it's got an SD card.
What was that?
Is that something in here?
Yeah, it was a bottle pop.
Is it what?
A bottle pop.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something electronic.
Hold on, I need to go to logging. Oh, dude, look at this. Start data log.
Yeah, this Terminator X, dude.
Let me tilt the wheel down.
Back it out before you put it on the chip so it doesn't kill us in here. It's just flooded. Yeah, we're good. Alright, stop. That's good.
Alright, I don't know if I was supposed to shut that off. The log should be in there, right?
You gotta hit stop or whatever.
I stopped the log.
Yeah, it should be in
Look
there.
at the fan going.
Yeah, it's running good.
For one wastegate having dome pressure, that would work exceptionally well. You can tell, I probably got to put a set of plugs in there. Cause
Yeah, leave it open a minute, because damn, it stinks in here.
Alright, don't be talking.
The lens fogged over.
It's alright. As long as people heard it, and they heard the ass whooping that's coming. You want some action on the street in the future? I mean, listen, y'all get right. There's a big road out here. You know, we're in the middle of nowhere, so we can get down. We can.
There's everybody that comes up here wants street action from the Fairmont, but I don't think anybody has seen the Fairmont go down the street and know that it literally spins none.
Listen, I lose first round every time, so getting my ass busted out on the street won't be anything different.
It hooks every single time.
That thing sounded good on the chip, though.
It did.
Are you scared a little bit? You scared? God, I'm so excited. Dude, unreal. Unreal. I thought it was gonna be here for like, I kid you not, minimum of 2 to 4 weeks.
I figured it was gonna be here for a month.
God, don't tell me that.
I figured it was gonna be here for a month. I'm exceptionally happy now. I feel like I might do something this weekend because I was planning on just like thrashing on it all weekend.
We're locked in Nahana Sunday.
We'll see.
Nahana Sunday, locked in. We're going there.
We'll see.
We're all making passes, wheels up. We'll have a full front tire, a little flat, but that's fine. Ain't worried about it.
That up before we run it.
Yeah, no, we'll be good. I'm stoked. I mean, listen, everything worked great. The new alternator charges the battery. Dome pressure sensors fixed. Fan works. I'll put a set of plugs in it just because everything's going so smooth thus far.
Yeah, we should put some.
Because I flooded it out a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So.
Including right in.
Yeah, did you hear it?
We cycled the ECU a lot.
Did you hear it stumble when I floored it?
Yeah.
It didn't want it, so. All right, well,
A little dirty.
I think that's going to be a wrap on this.